Hey everyone, Tyson the Subaru Specialist from Subaru Print Storage here, and today we're going to be going through the all-new 2026 Subaru Solterra with technology package. So this is one of the first two that we've received. Updated body style, but still very similar profile to the 2023 and 2024s we got here in Canada. Harbor Mist is a returning color, which is nice. This one does have the optional black cladding, which is nice. So instead of being black plastic, like on the previous gens, we have gloss black paint. And some of them you can get with the gloss paint, highlights in black, lowlights, whatever you want to call them. But some you can get as solid colors. Like we have a gray luxury trim that's pure gray. Updated wheels, still 20s, but those silver pieces are kind of like a hubcap, so they don't come installed on the vehicle. That's something we do here at a dealer level, so looks a little different when they first show up. Got that new front end on the Solterra, a little less angular, a little bit more similar to the other EVs out there. We've got the illuminated Subaru logo. I actually quite like that touch. We've got these new headlamps, headlights, ridiculously bright. These headlights do have a washer. I have done a short video about that. Kind of hard to show you both it working with me just doing this myself. But yeah, six combination daytime running light, I think is what they call them. 6 lights, 6 stars in the Subaru's logo. Pallades. Got 8.2 inches of minimum ground clearance. Now the big thing is an increase in battery size. So you're up to a 77 kilowatt battery on this, which is really nice. And that gets you about 446 kilometers range under ideal conditions. They've moved the charge port to the passenger side, and they have adopted NACS, North American Charging Standard, and Subaru has got an agreement with Tesla. You can use Tesla chargers. Max charging speed, 150 kilowatt. And we took this to a Tesla charger when it first showed up, and I think we peaked at 130, so very, very close to that 150 max. I don't know what the charger was rated for, it wasn't me. Sensors all over the car, front bumper, rear bumper. They let you know when you're getting close to things in reverse. They'll apply the brakes if things are gonna hit something. Like every other Subaru in the 26 model year, they've added blacked out badging. They've got Subaru right across the back, and these are, of course, not recessed. They're actually on the car. I quite like them. You can debadge it if you wanted. Really easy. We've got the dual spoilers. That continues over from the previous gen. Now to open it, right underneath the A, rubber switch, or you can do it from the driver's seat or the key fob. Got our backup camera and our smart view rear view camera there. Technology package does come with the privacy cover. It is easy to remove, should you wish. And we have quite a bit of storage in here. I've never had people complain about the storage on their previous gen Solterras, and this seems to be about the same. They have added a house plug in the back, which is nice. You can turn that on or off. Don't have to be using it. We've got our grocery bag hooks. We've got low weight tie downs. And of course, being the full load, you do get the upgraded Harman Kardon audio system. It's a pretty bumping system. Some other tie downs in the corners. Underneath here, a little bit of storage. This is the paper mat that it came with. We've got our front plate bracket. We've got those tie down hook locations. Spot for the accessory spare tire and tools you can get. And then our fix-a-flat kit, just like the previous ones. And it almost feels like I'm gonna wreck it. Tucked away in there. And that is the spot where you can put the jack if you decide to get that as an accessory. Now, speaking of accessories, these do not come with a charging cable like the previous gen Solterras, the 23s, 24s did. So just keep that in mind. If you're an existing EV owner, either you have to get an adapter for NACS, or if you already have one, then you're set. But just something you guys should all be aware about. Dealers will be selling them as accessories. We were lucky we had some on order, they showed up, so we can charge these at a dealership level now. To close the hatch, we can obviously do it from the key fob or the driver's seat, but we can lock and close it when the vehicle's not running. We can close it, we can pull down and it'll power assist. Few options there. Pretty quick. Yeah, I really like the rear look of it. I like the taillights. I do also really like this black piece that ties down off the taillight. I think it ties into the vehicle well. We've got the low profile roof rails, these pop off, and you've got the bolt-in style crossbars that you can get as accessories. This one, of course, has the panoramic glass moonroof. They have brought back the blue interior for Harbor Mist. It is a two-tone blue interior, pretty close to the exterior color. I'm a big fan. They're all the StarTech soft touch all-weather upholstery, soft touch on the door card and the armrest, very comfortable. They've gone away from the piano black, kind of a brushed black, brushed gray, which is nice. Bottle holders and storage. Seats are StarTech, so they are perforated StarTechs, but they are still easy to wipe down. Armrest with media device holder and cup holders, fold up pretty easy. The rear two seats outboard are heated with high and low and medium settings. Two USB ports for charging, and then vents out of the center console, which are closed. We're going to open those. And then map back pockets, which is nice. Storage is not really an issue in these. And that does extend well into the second row, so people will be able to appreciate that. And they do have their own LED light back here. It is a proximity key, so never needs to come out of your purse or your pocket. You simply press those lines to lock and put your hand in the handle with the key close to the vehicle to unlock it. And it's that same style key that we had before. Hold the AC, kind of like a remote start. But of course, you can do it from your phone as well through the SubaruConnect app. Same overall look up front. You've got two position memory settings for your seat. You can fold the mirrors, which is really nice. Set that to auto, and when you lock the door or the Solterra, those will fold in. Your power mirror adjustment is a little bit different. Your window switches, very similar. They've gone with a lot less gloss on the inside, which I think is a really nice touch. I'm a big fan of that. We've got our power driver seat controls, including lumbar. And it's the same StarTechs up front as it is in the second row. I really like the shape of these front seats. They hug you really nicely. Seems to be the same seat as the 23s and 24s, just with different seat material. New style lock-in floor mats. Not that that's really a big issue on these. They've tied it in, so this isn't this is semi-soft touch, and they've got rid of the carpeted dash. It is kind of textured. It doesn't feel overly textured. It is a nice look. And then by the driver's left knee, you have the ability to turn on your auto headlights. You've got your headlight washer, and then that's how you open the rear hatch, which is nice. Now, they've kept the hexagonal shaped steering wheel. I'm a big fan of this. What they have done, which I think a lot of people are really going to like, is this is no longer tied to your gauge display. So if we adjust it up or down, that is fixed. And I know that was a complaint for a lot of the previous people who test drove these. Don't have that little shield over top that was attached to this. So I think a lot of people are going to like that. It's a very similar display. We should get a longer range. Obviously, I'm sitting here. We've been driving it around over the last 29 kilometers, playing with a lot. So it doesn't look like we're going to get great range, but it is easy to view. You can change the brightness. Yeah, right now it says we're getting 47.2 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers, which is not great. Obviously, driving will change that, and I'm just increasing the brightness as much as I can there. We still have the driver focus system down here, so it'll scan your face in. So it really doesn't like it if you drive one-handed, it can't see your face. You can turn off the alerts, which is nice. We have the ability to navigate through several menus, which are up here. And you can just kind of go through a couple different things, depending what you want to look at, which is nice. You can reset that. Phone button, we've got our audio, our volume, we can issue voice commands. Right hand side, we have adaptive cruise. You can change the distance. Lane centering, cancel. The ability to navigate through presets or go from AM to FM to satellite to USB, etc. Mode, same thing. All there. Turn that down. Now on the back of the steering wheel, just like the previous Solterras, we've got the upshift and the downshift. Change the level of regenerative braking because they have gotten rid of the S pedal drive button, the initial one, the physical one. So I'll show you guys that. Wipers are the same. Auto wipers, just one pull down, intermittent. We have our 14-inch touchscreen display. This is big. This is much larger. It's got the shipping plastic on it right now, so if it's a little bit more reflective than usual, that's why. Something big improvement for this year. battery preconditioning. You can manually select your battery preconditioning. When you do that, it does pop up there and says battery preconditioning active. So if you're going to go charge somewhere, turn that on when it's cold. You can schedule battery preconditioning as well. So if you're leaving the house at the same time every day in a cold environment, you can precondition the battery while you're plugged in at home, and you won't lose as much range. You'll get maximum range, which is nice. Lots of settings you can play with. Lots of things you can do in here. Navigation is cloud-based, or of course use your phone for Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. When you go in reverse, you do get the 360 camera. You've got the regular backup camera. I don't know if the mic's picking it up, but you've got that great chime, which is indicative of being in reverse. But yeah, 360 camera. And you can change the view, which is nice, depending what you like. Change the grid lines, get rid of them. And in settings, shows you. There's a lot of things you can change in here. And then the advanced park, you can change a lot of the sensitivities, which is nice. Now, down below, we do have self-parking, which turns this on. It's not gonna do it right now because my seatbelt's undone because I'm showing you this, but it does have the self-parking, which is kind of nice. When you go back to drive, you're there. And then we've got our climate controls always showing, which is nice. So we've got our heated steering wheel and it's set to auto, which means the temperature is gonna vary depending upon what temperature I set this to. 3 stages of heated and ventilated seats for both the front passenger and the driver. You've got infrared heater in the Solterra with technology. So something that you only had previously in the Toyota equivalent to this, we're now seeing that in the top end Solterra, which is really nice. I'm a big fan of it. Each time you touch this, it changes where the airflow is being directed. Hit climate. Very, very easy, very, very intuitive, which is nice. Which that brings up other settings that you can play with. Quite a bit of stuff. And we'll be doing more of this, going more in depth in further videos. Fan strength is right here. Turn it off. And we still have the physical buttons for temperature as well. Well, physical dials, I should say, which is nice. Still that digital display, but it is nice to have that. Yeah, big fan. Sync is right there. We still have a physical volume knob. We've got our heated mirrors and back window. You can set it just to front defrost, which is nice. So that's a really nice improvement just in accessibility that I think a lot of people are going to like. Got dual wireless chargers. Then we have our drive selector here. This is very similar. Again, not piano black, which is nice. Kind of a brushed gray, which definitely isn't going to be quite as reflective or mark up quite as easily as that piano black. Park brake. We've got auto vehicle hold, which is a brake holder for construction, drive-through, or rush hour traffic. And it's beeping at me saying I can't do that because my seatbelt's undone. If I'm in drive and I press view, it gives me front camera in 360, 360, or nothing. Very, very handy. 3 different drive modes. So of course you've got your eco, and it does display up there. And each time you press it, it changes eco, normal, and power. Obviously eco is going to net you the best range. You can disable traction control. We have X mode, which is like 4-low in a pickup. And we have dual function, deep snow X mode, which disables traction control to allows for excess wheel spin, which is kind of cool. Chew you out. And then we have grip control here, which is like off-road cruise control. So very handy, low speed. I believe it's speeds 1 through 10 kilometers an hour, holds the throttle for you. Perfect if you're bouncing around and you don't want to accidentally hit the accelerator. The cup holders are more ergonomically laid out, which I'm a big fan of. This is a super soft touch armrest, StarTex, but super, super cushy. And it opens from both sides. I just stuffed the owner's manuals in here. Kind of a tight fit, but it still has the tray in there. So there is storage under the storage. There is a little light there, illumination light, but it does the same thing. So depending which side is trying to open it, which person is trying to open it, that can be pretty massively beneficial. And something I didn't point out, it is a power passenger seat, which is nice. Now, up top, auto dimming rear view mirror, no switch to flick, just automatically dims if someone has their brights on behind you. We do have this switch, which on an older vehicle would dim it, but that's how you turn on your rear view camera. And if that gets covered in snow or dirt, you can actually clean it. So if you've got that on, wiper stock, push and hold forward. It's very handy. So the purpose of that is if I've got people behind me, cargo behind me, I can't see out my back window. That's where that comes in. I don't know if you saw it, but there was 3 houses there. You can hook up to 3 garage doors to that opener or to the mirror, so you don't have to carry a bulky visor opener with you. And then this gives you options for setting things up, changing settings, which is nice. Above that, we have our LED light, got our SOS, part of the My Subaru Connected services. We've got the ability to close the shade. And then of course we've got our lights for the individual sides, which is a nice touch. We still have our vanity mirror with LED light, and these can be extended to block the sun directly at your left or directly at your right. Now, I haven't shown you under the hood. No frunk in this, and that's with it being all-wheel drive in the way that they've laid everything out, the voltage reducer and everything. It's here. So we do also get gloss black on the hood, and that is a technology package thing, but it ties that together really, really well if you ask me. So underneath, a lot of orange. Orange indicates high voltage. Pretty much everything you're gonna touch as the average consumer is that little black cap right there. And that's to fill washer fluid. That's really it. So thank you for sticking with me for my quick walk around of this all new 2026 Subaru Solterra with technology package. I'm Tyson, the Subaru specialist from Subaru Prince George. If you guys have any questions about this car behind me, something you saw in the video and want me to elaborate on, or questions about the Subaru lineup in general, please put them in the comments below. I love hearing from you all. So I'm just gonna give you guys that quick 360 walk around for the end of the video, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching, everyone.